Okay, yesterday on our video we worked on slope. Now we're going to work on writing slope-intercept form from a graph. Remember, our slope was our rise over our run, or our change in y over change in x. Today we're going to include finding the y-intercepts, and these will help us write equations for graphs that we are given. If you'll turn over the tab that says slope-intercept form, we're going to look at that first. Slope-intercept form is a standard form that we can use to write any linear equation. So we're going to start with our letters. We have y equals mx plus b. This is slope-intercept form. The letter m in this stands for slope. Please write this down. The letter m stands for slope. This represents the movement in a graph. So this slope, the letter m, tells us how our graph is moving. Remember, yesterday we found our movement from our graph, or our slope. It was our rise over our run. The letter b is going to stand for our y-intercept. This is where the graph will cross the y-axis, the y-intercept. And this is a way where we begin. So the m is our movement, or our slope, and the b is where we begin. It's our y-intercept. All linear functions, all lines on graphs can be written using this equation, y equals mx plus b. It is slope-intercept form. If you'll turn over the tab that says y-intercept from a graph, the y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. If you think about an interception in football, the other team crosses the football and they catch it. So this is where the graph crosses the y-axis. The x value on your y-intercept will always be 0. So taking a look at our graph, that's our example, we're going to find where this crosses the y-axis. Remember, the y-axis is the vertical axis. So we're going to see where this crosses our y-axis. Put a dot at this point right here. It is on the y-axis. It's on the axis that goes up and down. The ordered pair for this point is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ordered pair is 0, positive 4. So in our slope-intercept form, our intercept is 0, 4. The y-intercept is the y value of that ordered pair. Now this is the same graph that we used yesterday in our slope, so let's make sure our slope is the same. We find 2 points, and it doesn't matter which two, and we find our rise and our run. So if I pick the other point I see right there is -2, 0. I'm going to go up 4 and to the right 2, so my rise is 4, my run is 2. So my slope of 4 over 2 reduces to 2. So the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is 4. We're going to write our equation for this. Our equation is in the form y equals mx plus b. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept. It's our movement and our beginning. So in our equation, y equals, we're always going to start with y equals for slope-intercept form. Our value of m was 2. That's our slope. Then we have times x. And our y-intercept was a positive 4. Y equals mx plus b. This was a positive 4. So slope-intercept form of this equation is y equals 2x plus 4. Alright, underneath that tab, you're going to draw your own coordinate plane like you did for your slope yesterday. So you're going to go 5 to -5 in the x and y direction. I'll give you a moment to do that. If you need to pause the video, now is the time to pause the video. And then we're going to put our points at the same places. We had a point yesterday at 2, -2, and we had a point at 0, 1. Then we drew our line through these points, 2, -2, and 0, 1. And we're going to find our slope and our y-intercept. Our slope for the line yesterday was our rise over our run. Remember, yesterday we rose 3 and ran to the left 2. So our slope was negative 3/2. It's our rise over our run. We're using the same line that we drew yesterday. The y-intercept is where this crosses the y-axis. Remember, the y-axis is the one that goes up and down. So right here, this point is going to be our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. This line crosses at positive 1. That means our ordered pair is 0, 1. That is our y-intercept. Notice that the x value in that ordered pair is 0. So we're going to write our equation. Remember, our equation is in the form y equals mx plus b. We're making an equation that represents this line. So we have y equals, the value for our m is our slope. Our slope was negative 3/2. And then we have our x. And our y value when we crossed the y-axis was a positive 1. So we're going to put y equals negative 3/2 x plus 1. We're going to work on this some more in class tomorrow. Remember, when you're writing slope-intercept form, it's y equals mx plus b. M stands for your slope. That's how you rise over run. And your b value is your y-intercept, where this crosses the y-axis. Make sure you jot down any questions that you may have and be prepared for class tomorrow.